Here we go. So here we are on this page. We're making this fold over flap. So let's jump right in and make sure once again that this is going to fit. I need to clip those edges just slightly, just like I did here. I haven't clipped those yet, so I want to do that. Don't clip on this side of that bump, clip on that side of the bump. Flip it over and clip the other one. These don't have to be clipped too deeply because we just need them to fit inside of there. Oh, let's take that mat out. Get it out of our way. Let's take this one out. Less bulk, the better right now. Okay. Let's make sure it's going to fit. Yes. Oh, nice. Fits nice. Okay. So we know these fit now. Let's go ahead and add our decoration on the front page of it. Now on this one we use this page. I don't know if we'll need it over there or not. If we have this sheet, let's find it and go ahead and use it for this one. Let's see. This is what we have left in this packet. So, oh gosh, I hate to move on to a new packet totally and before we get finished with one. Let's have a look between this page and that next one. We do have this one. I think it's the first page. There it is. I do kind of like that for this fold open. So let's go ahead and pull that one out of our packet. Got to make sure I haven't used it anywhere. Nope. Nope. All right. So what we want to do here, let me put that over there. Is we have this little what was it, 3/8 of an inch over here? Let's cut a strip to put on that 3/8 of an inch. So that's going to be our first cut. Remember, we want it to fit inside these lines. And our next cut is going to be, well, let's cut that little strip off first. Oh, wait. Let's cut the length first so we don't waste this portion of the paper. Give it a little 1/16 of an inch up there. Just a little one. Make sure it's nice and even. And then we're going to give it a little 1/16 down here. Let's cut it off here. We're going to be working with the rest of that page here. Okay, now I'm going to cut off this 3/8 of an inch. And then we're going to start marking this out to go across the rest. Let's make sure it's going to fit. And it is. Let's put it on the right direction, huh? Okay, that's perfect. Okay, now we have the letters. We know it's going to fit top and bottom. Bring it over just slightly off of that bend where it's going to bend, about 1/16 of an inch. And bring it in about 1/16 of an inch on this front side of your door. Let's just call that a door for right now. Oh, I hope I cut it right. Oh dear, oh dear. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. Now, moving over to this side of the door. Give a clearance of about 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Yep, it has it there. So let's bring this down just a little bit. And let's make our 1/16 of an inch to the left of that fold line where it's going to fold down. Where did it go? Right there. Okay, now we have that one. Oh, good. Fits nice. And now we need our 3/8 of an inch right here. Line this up to the right of the fold line. Give it about 1/16 of an inch there and mark just inside to the left of the last fold line there. We're still going for that 1/16 of an inch. Okay, that leaves us that piece of paper. And let's make sure this all fits. It sure does. I have it upside down, of course. Of course, of course, of course. So there we go. Oh, this is going to look so wonderful. Okay. Let's shake up our glue. I have two glues, so I'll shake them both. That make you feel dizzy? Sorry about that. And let's get our distressing ink and take our 4 pieces. And let's give them some distressing ink. Let's glue these on. They're probably good and dry now. Make sure you glue them on the correct direction. If you see me doing it wrong, holler at me, please, so that I'll correct it. Now on my envelope page, the envelopes I used were just out of a cheap card packet. And I noticed yesterday when I was showing the book to my daughter that the envelopes were actually starting to rip where they bend. So if we use envelopes on our envelope page, pre-made, if we use pre-made ones, we are going to reinforce them. envelopes, just probably like we're going to do on the hinges on this page. Okay, there's one. Let's use our bone folder and secure that down to the page. Make sure we have the next piece, the correct one. So anyway, I'm glad that I did the practice album, so I could, because I did so many new things in there. I'd never done the envelopes, the trifold envelope before. But now I can see that with lots of use and flipping and turning, that those envelopes where they fold from the flap to the envelope, I can see that those need to be reinforced. So this has been a good thing, doing it this way. Let's apply this page. Remember our 1/16 of an inch. Kind of hard to see with that distressing ink on the pages, but it is there. Okay. All right. Now, when you put this next page on, these doors are going to come together like this. Erase any pencil lines you might see. Oh, there's an extra one right in there. Line your doors up. Now this door is slightly smaller than the other one. So I'm going to want to line these two things up so that it still looks like my envelopes are continuing. There's a bunch of weird noises in the neighborhood. I'm not sure what's going on. Who knows? Neighborhoods. Summer's almost over, so things are, seems like the noise and the activity is really picking up before school starts. But it's still going to be like summer. They're going to be back in school, but we're still going to have beautiful weather. Today it's overcast, but it's warm. Almost muggy-like. Yesterday it got really muggy after we had our thunderstorms and... Okay. Yeah, that door was slightly smaller. But I think it's going to be okay. I might have to cut some off the bottom. Let's flip it over and take a peek. No, it just came right down to the bottom of the door. It's going to be okay. It's not what I really wanted, but it'll be fine. The envelopes match up. That's what I cared about most. And now let's put this little piece on. Goodness, it keeps getting away from me. So yesterday I went to an antique store that's closing here in town, And I found parts of an estate, a lot of old letters, memorabilia, lots of memorabilia. I left the letters. I did give the guy information about, since he's closing, that the Genealogy Center would be very interested in taking the rest of the pictures and stuff. If he wanted to donate them, we'd give him a receipt because we are a nonprofit. And told him we would be interested if he decides to give the stuff away. He was telling me that he'd been researching the family and that there was no one left. She was it. They could not find any family. And they'd learned a lot about it, a lot about the family. So that was all very interesting. I didn't want to know too much about it. I didn't read the letters and stuff because I didn't want to have, this may sound silly, I didn't want to have a lot of feelings toward what I was gathering up because it was memorabilia. So I didn't want that to be a part of why I was getting those items, because I'm getting them for junk journals. And I'm getting them to make digitals because a lot of it's very old. So I didn't want it to have memories for me. I didn't want her and I to become a family, so to say. So anyway, I told him that I felt like it had been the first time I'd been in there, and I'd seen he was closing, so I thought I'd better get in, and that I felt like I'd been drawn there because that's about the only thing I went to in his shop, and was to gather up those kinds of items. And I was immediately drawn to it. It was under a shelf tucked way back in, and I pulled it all out and organized it all up nice. And I just, anyway, so I brought the stuff home. I also got some doilies and some other things that I'm going to be using for tea dyeing, or I should say coffee dyeing. I'm not a tea person, so I don't know a lot about tea, but I can certainly ask my daughter. She'll know. Okay, now we cut these yesterday for this, and I'm wondering if that's going to be a little too wide, although we want a couple magnets on there. We're not going to put them side by side. We're going to put them 1, 2, 1, 2, because we want this to close nicely. Get rid of my pencil lines. Okay, let's have a look at what we did. Okay, so I cut a piece of black background paper. I wanted them to look like attached hinges. So let's continue that. We'll give them the hinge look. On mine, I only used one magnet. I used the small ones, but it really does not feel strong enough. So we are going to use the bigger ones, I think. So let's cut our black background paper. I think when we make this portion of our hinge on these two, we are going to reinforce those with the same thing that we used on the front of the book, on the hinges, I used this, which is bookbinding material for the spine and the front covers. I think I will go ahead and use that on the hinges. It's just going to reinforce them and prevent them from ripping. And this is what I was talking about with the envelopes coming up. I think I will have to use some of this as part of the hinge system. Let me find some. I know we have extra. Now we only need it to be just maybe an 1/8, a little over a 1/16. It doesn't need to be very much. Let me cut that one. And let me get another one. We will cut those two together. There we go. I have them all nice and lined up, so I'm just 2 pencil lines. We don't want to cut on the wrong one. So I'm going to cut that. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, let's cut this side with, line these up on here. Now, this may not want to stub punch very well. If this gets too thin here, if the width is too thin, the stub punch will not work. And we'll have to just cut the curve into it and do it that way. Oh, that must be why I made it a little wider, so we wouldn't have that problem with it. Now, because we're going to glue this one down, we really only need to do the top. We don't need to come over the edge on this one, because this one is going to be completely glued down. Same way with the one up here. So let's take a look here. Let's bring it in just 1/4 of an inch. Let's see how high up we want them first. We want them equal. Okay. There's 1 inch from the bottom. I think it maybe needs to come up just a little bit more. What do you think? No, I think about 1 inch will do it, because it will be holding it down in the correct spots. So let's mark our inch from the bottom of the paper. Just mark at the top of your ruler there. That gives us a line to put our black paper on. Let's turn it around and measure down our inch from up here so they're equal on both sides. I'm just making the mark at the top of my ruler, so that's going to make it like 1 1/8 or 1 1/16 inches. And then let's measure in how far? 1/4 of an inch? Yes. No. 3/8 of an inch. Find your line that you drew up here. Measure in 3/8 of an inch. And draw a line up there as well. That's where the front of your latch is going to come to. I don't like 3/8. Let's go 1/4. Let's bring it back over this way some more. Let's take a look at that. Yes, a fourth is better. So line this one up on the line down here. Measure in your 1/4 of an inch. And I'm measuring from the edge of the black paper. And make your line. Now, when we glue these down, they should be about even in all directions. Okay, so we know that this paper is going to go from that line and this line to right here. So let's cut it off right at the edge of, right at the thing of the black. You don't want it to go over the edge. Now, if you would like to wrap yours around the edge, you're sure welcome to do that. I'm not going to do it on this one. I don't think it's necessary. Now, we haven't cut our second piece yet, but go ahead if you have a piece of black paper and line those up, the one you just cut, and a new piece of black paper, and cut your second one. Oh, hope I'm not damaging my microphone cord. Take this paper, flip it over, take the other end of it, and let's put our hole punches in our next piece. Stub punch. Move those over together. And stub punch that side as well. There we go. Now they'll be nice and even. Okay, let's line this one up. We're going to cut it about a 1/16 in from the black on that side. Measure this one onto this one. Keeping your equal amount clear around. And then cut both of those pieces. Oh, I can't see my lines. Aha! There's one. Might be a little too long. And where did that one go? Oh, right there. I'll tell you, I think the edge of this, of the Fiskars rotary cutter, I think I need to take the edge and go over it with a permanent marker or something, just to change the bright shininess of it. I need to doll it up a little bit there with a, so I can see where the edge of my pencil line is against the side of the cutter. I haven't done that. I'm thinking about doing it so I can see it a little better. Distress your next one. I do have to say, I like this little egg cup. It works great. I can just kind of toss it in there and it stays. Get the glue off my thumb. Okay, that one's still a little damp. Let's go to this one. Whoops. Let's apply that one. Am I out of camera? Okay. There we go, there's one. Oh, do you know what I forgot? The magnet. We're gonna have to put it underneath. It won't hurt it because we are going to use the bigger magnet. Oh boy, they're really sticking. 1, 2. You know, we may not need to use, with the stronger magnet here, we may not need to use super heavy duty. Okay. Find my knots. Let's cut 2 of these off. One for that magnet, one for that one. A lot of times you can just fold those over, pull it off the one you don't want. Go ahead and cut this away if it will let you. You know, your scissors will stick to it. Then your scissors are magnetized. Okay, so I'm going to apply this underneath. We're going to glue this down. So being underneath is just fine. It's a thumbs up on that one. So let's place this yes. Normally I'd put these on the other side, so I'm thinking about how the magnet's going to react on the other side. Yeah, that zot's got to come off that side. I thought so. There we go. See? Your zot on this one. So don't zot both sides of that one. There we go. Okay, so we have it underneath. I'm thinking, because these are so strong, yeah, I think we're going to be okay. So I know this little piece of paper's in the way. Let me get the zot on this one side of this one. And actually having it underneath is a better idea because it won't be in the bigger magnet. We'll have to kind of work it into this paper a little bit, but it'll be nice and secured under here. Let's go ahead and put a little piece of tape on it though, just to give it some extra hold. I got some hairs there from the burlap. Just pressing that zot down flat. Okay. Now let's peel that off. And remember to place glue around it. That's going to help the paper to give a little bit. It will help us to loosen up those fibers so that we can nicely get our magnet laid down without our paper lifting and without the... That way we can work the paper around the magnet so that it won't be sticking up anywhere except for where the little magnet is. Okay, lining it up on our front line and our side lines. Right there and right there. And it will be even at the back over here. Okay, I'm going to take that one off. Now we can see that it's sticking up here, and this is where we want to start working those fibers down. So that we can glue this piece down flat. By putting a little bit of glue around that black paper, it helps those fibers to soften up a little quicker. Okay, if you can see an area sticking up like I have here, go ahead and put some glue in there. It just dried quicker. And go ahead and press it down again. There, that looks pretty good. I have a zot. If any of it curled up, you can use if you have a corner one on your bone folder, you can use that to kind of help smooth it out. Then check the other side. It is coming up just slightly there, like it just didn't quite get glued down. Fill that in a little bit. And then be careful you don't rip your paper. It does start to get soft with the glue. Okay. Ha! Look at my zot. Stuck to my tool there. Okay. Whew. Erase your pencil lines carefully, especially if you have any glue around there, because you don't want to tear your paper. There's one. One down. One to go. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our top piece on first. And we will put the magnet underneath this one too. Let's see. Trying to get it equally between here and there and there and here. I'll move that zot in a minute. We're going to use it, as you know. Okay. So here's a magnet. Is that this one? Yes, that's that one. Okay, here's our other one over here. Let's carefully peel this one off and stick it on our right about there, I guess. I'd say right about there. So you're going to have room to push your corners down and all the way around. See, these magnets are a little thicker. There's 2 of them there. Okay. Now we're going to glue this one down the same way as we did before. Don't glue both your magnets down. Stick to your ruler or something. Now, little piece of tape. Doesn't matter what size tape you use. The tape's just a little extra reassurance that your magnet's going to stay under this paper for the next 110 years. I really don't know. Don't go by that guideline. It's not a guideline. It's just me kidding around. Me wishful thinking. Okay. Glue around the edges. Start letting those fibers soften up in the paper. And make sure you turn this towards the left if you have yours upside down too. Mine's upside down so I can see my pencil lines. I need to erase this pencil line on the inside because that was the one that I made that was too deep. Here to there. Okay, start working those fibers around that magnet. They don't always want to cooperate. But I can feel that the fibers are nice and loose there now. And that does really, really help a lot. You do want to be gentle. We don't want to tear the paper. So just be gentle as you go. Okay. Let's go ahead and attach this to our book, our page, not our book, our page. Here we go. Oh, I want to put my other magnet on. Oops, I put it on the wrong side again. Let your magnet hit that first. Let me grab a new Zot. We'll tear off a piece of that paper. Okay. The Zots really don't like to be touched too much before they just break down and don't work. I'm using them as a means just to get the magnet from one piece to the paper, to the next piece of paper. Open your pocket. Check how your pocket's going to fit. Okay, it's going to fit fine. Now, be sure that you're gluing this part only on the inside flap, because we're going to attach it inside of our pocket on this side. It's a spine part on this side, actually. So on the inside. Okay. Let me open this up. I'm going to turn mine so this is facing me. And I'm going to put in one side at a time. Then the other side. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to give it a little bend there because I want it to bend correctly. Right on that area. Perfect, look at that. And then work it down. Making sure that bump is still on the outside. Making sure our corner attaches well. Check it out. Look at that. Yay us! Yay us! Ooh, that looks so much nicer than the last page that I did. Okay. Now, this page. You're going to think this is crazy, but we are going to attach this before we put this. No, we're not. Let me think. How did I do it? Well, let's have a look at it. That is the correct size, I believe. Yeah. I went ahead and scored at 1/2 inch. And then that 3/4, what was it? Let me look. Scoring your paper at 1/2 inch. And then at 7/8 of an inch. Half inch and 7/8 of an inch. Turn those to the inside. Burnish them down. Turn this one to the inside and burnish it down. Now let's just see if it's going to fit properly. Okay. So it looks like I could have went ahead and went that 1/8 more. Right there. I guess that will work. We actually want it to flap down, and the reason for that is that we want it to be out of the way. when we look at the pictures. Otherwise it'll be kind of sticking up. So let me try this again. That was not very straight. Hope my neighbor's okay. She doesn't sound very good. 1/2 inch. And then score it at the 1 inch mark. Okay. Fold those. And burnish them down. I know this is quite a bit, but that is much better. Okay. Now remember I said on these hinges like this, because the paper starts wearing out after a while, I want to cut a small piece of this. Let me make sure it's not my spine piece. Although I have more. That is not my spine piece. That one could be a spine piece. Okay. So we're on to this one. This one is a spinal piece. Okay. I want to take, I want this hinge to come through here. So I think we will make it we want to cut it as wide as this and only about, let's see, we don't need that 1/2 inch, but we don't want that in the way. So we don't want to fold it under is what I'm thinking. So maybe about a 1 inch piece here. We want it to come over the hinge, and then we want it to I'll show you. How about if I just show you? This is using that spine paper, bookbinding paper. I get it at Dick Blick. It comes in rolls. It's a little cantankerous when it comes off the rolls because it wants to stay rolled. It does not peel and stick. I do like to use it, and I do think that it will work very nice on a hinge. Now it's black on one side and white on the other. We are going to turn it to the black side, and let me just show you with the white up. We're going to put the white down right there. We're going to put it on this side of the hinge because we don't want it to go under into our book area. And it's going to cover that hinge there. That hinge right there that's going to be working all the time, every time the book's opened and closed. So, with the black side up, let's glue this on here, and then we will rescore that very gently. Not hard, very gentle. This is just going to secure this hinge very nicely and give it quite a bit extra strength. Okay. Gonna push that extra glue out. Okay, so we still have our hinge that's going to go inside of our book here. But now we need to score this one a second time very gently. Let's see, which way shall we score it? I know this one was at 1/2 inch and this was at 1. So just very gently score that at the 1 inch mark again. Bend it. Gently burnish it down. Right now we're just teaching the fibers to work with the hinge. And there we go. A very nice hinge. Yep. Very nice. If any of the extras sticking out, chop it off. Okay, there's one. And there we go, our second hinge. Okay, let's go ahead and hinge this in first. Then we'll apply this, and then we'll apply our paper to it. Okay, so remember, just on the inside here. And then we're going to stand this up and glue it on the inside of the pocket side. I promise Roses and Lace is not going to be as tough. It's going to be an easy one. I hope. No, it is. I promise. I promise. Angela, you're being a nimble finger there. Make sure that lines up nicely. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Go ahead and kind of bend that down and give it a little gentle squishes along there. Then open it up. Remove any excess glue. If you have a piece that's not cooperating, push that one in where it belongs before the glue dries. Even if it comes over this, that's okay. But I think once you get... So, we went, what was it, 1 inch? Yes, from the bottom. Oh goodness. 1 inch from the bottom is the black band. And then let's do the 1 inch from the top. That's 1/2 inch. That's an approximate placement for these. let's have a look. Tuck that in the pocket. That 1 inch is a pretty good approximate there. Okay. Once you get that on there nice and lined up, I want you to draw a line on each side of your hinge here, because we know it's going to have to be in between there to attach on the underside. Turn it around, and we're going to tuck this one in, no glue yet. Find our 1 inch line. Be sure it lines up here good. And these are 2 different lengths, so it's okay. That looks pretty good. Once you get it in the right spot, draw your lines on each side of that hinge. If it moves, gently get it back into place. We'll erase those lines, but for now we want to know where we're placing this thing. We'll see. Okay, so we have that. Let's make sure the book is standing up nice and tall. Peel that away. Tuck this back in where your lines are. And don't let it fall on the thing yet. Make sure it's lined up. Because wherever these magnets end up, whether it's crooked or not, if it's crooked, it will stay crooked. Okay, so there's one. Let's turn this around, pull that off, line this up with your inside, with your pencil marks on the side. And there we go. So let's measure down about 1 inch. Let's see how far. Probably about, let's go for the inch and see what happens. We're going to cut it off there at the 1 inch line. And we're going to cut this one off at the 1 inch line. That's setting this up against your magnet and drawing your 1 inch line. Then we're going to slice this off here. Straight across if we can. If not, we'll slice it again. Okay. They don't like each other. Look at that. Magnets are so much fun. Okay. Let me make sure that I have them lined up good. And let's see. That one is fine. guess they're okay. All right. Let's put something on the top of both of these and something on the bottom of both of these. And let's cut this mark in them as well. Oh, I hope this one's wide enough to go around my magnet. Okay, let's work that in. Work that paper down. It's off a little bit there. I can see that. Oh boy, I really cut it close there. Did you cut yours close too? I mean, it fits. And I'm going to make it glue down, but I should have definitely made this piece a little wider. I just ended up using that piece that was already cut, and then I cut the other piece down to fit it. And but it's fine. It is fine. We'll let them sit for a little bit. And then check them again. Come back and check them and be sure that they're still glued down right there, that they haven't popped up. Okay. Let's put this back on that. And put our lid on our distressing ink. Oh, I need a hinge cover here. That one won't work. What do I have over here that I can use that looks similar? Nothing. I have nothing. Oh, I'll use this. I don't want to cut into this piece because it's a nice piece that can be used for something else. So from here to there and there to here. Okay. Pencil lines. Smudge it up. Oh, I used to have a kitty named Smudge. He was another cat that was dumped here, but oh my gosh. He was so cute. He was a completely black cat, except for right in the center of his chest. He had a little gray smudge. And it looked just like a little heart shape right on his chest. Gosh, it was cute. Oh, he was such a good cat. But he had an upper respiratory disease. We always get lots of cats dumped here, and mostly they're all sick. We kept Smudge because he was such a cool cat, but he did not live very long. It was very heartbreaking when he had to go, but he was very sick. Poor baby. Oh my gosh, so many sad stories, isn't there? Okay, before you glue your hinge down, be sure you're putting the correct hinge with the correct magnet, just in case we've got our magnets upside down or something like that. You never know. Look at that. Now, we'll have to work that a little bit. Give it some shape there. Okay, I think now if we attach those completely, they would still work. That would fall free. Okay. Because that's where we have our stuff. So let's go ahead and glue right here and that side. I wasn't going to. Don't put glue on the line right there. Leave it free so that the hinge may operate successfully. And a little bit on the hinge inside there. Open this up. Remember, we drew pencil lines here. But before you press it down all the way, line these up. It's critical. Critical. Once they're all nice and lined up, open your book, burnish it down here. This may not hold. We'll see. We left a little extra in there, so here we go. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, yeah. These magnets are so much better. Okay. Same way on this side. A little bit on here to help just kind of hold it down to that edge, and then on this side. Gently slip it in there between your pencil lines, but don't press it down yet. Make sure it's lined up with your magnets over there. Then line this up. Once it's lined up, go ahead and open it and burnish it down. You'll be able to fill the hinge there. See, we only put it kind of in the center of that, so it would just go right on that hinge area. Burnish this down. Check and be sure you haven't glued it together. If there's glue in there, carefully remove it. Want to leave room for our little card to go in there. Now, if there's a lot of glue spots there, you can take these, are not very damp. They're just very mild. You can use them to help clean up your work. They will erase your paper a little bit too, so be very gentle. They're gentle on the body, but here we go. Okay. Now, erase those pencil lines that you drew on the sides. That glue may not hold right there. That's okay if it doesn't. I was worried that it wouldn't. My pencil lines are both under there. There, yeah, see, that one did not hold. But I really would kind of like it to. I think what I'll do is push those down on there. Just hold them for a minute. So, we're almost done. Yippee! I'm sorry this one's taking so long to do. It was quite a complicated one, wasn't it? We still need to do the insides. I feel like I've taken you on a very long journey. Have I? I feel like I have. Okay. So now we have the inside of our book to do while this hinge is drying over here. Let's just let it lay there and dry. I really like the idea of using this piece off of our papers. This is still out of the same packet, which is good because we're only on page 3. We have 8 inside pages total and a front and back cover inside. But I really like the idea of using this lacy looking paper with this. So let's come over here. We're going to leave our 1/16 of an inch. And, oh, let's remember to clip this bottom off first so we save some paper. So go ahead and cut this across. Oh, but we're going to use this one too. From the bottom up. So that doesn't really help you. I'm sorry. So go ahead and cut it down this way, and we'll cut this one. We'll see. Remember, you have a 3/8 inch spine there on this piece. So one of these you're going to have to cut straight down. And the other one, you can cut straight down or go ahead and cut across. No, I think it will leave us a nice long piece in the center. And then it doesn't matter. You cut it the way that you feel that it would work best. Okay. We want to cut them both the same length. Let me find my pencil line. Pencil line. I lost it. Oh, there it is. So, one is going this way, one is going that way. I guess it doesn't matter as long as they're both the same length, right? There it is. Okay, so that does leave us some nice little photo mats. Okay, you decide if you want it to go this way and that way, or this way and that way. Let's see. Does that one fit? Yeah. No. Boy, I did not get that one cut right. Well, maybe I did. It must have been over here. And this one must go over here. Yep. Okay. Let's smudge them up. Give them a little bit of distress. Love this page. Love, love, love. It looks so lacy. Love lace. Now I did hear that some people find wedding gowns. Maybe you're one of these people. I'd never thought about it, you know, finding a wedding gown and getting all the lace off of it. If you could find it like at a second-hand store or thrift shop or something like that. Wowza. That'd be one way to do it. Gosh, wedding gowns are sure beautiful, aren't they? My son and his now wife just got married in July. And our other son got married a year ago. Just about a year ago. And a little over a year ago. Happy anniversary a year ago. And their wives had the most beautiful dresses. Oh. Gosh, they're just so stunning. And you just, you know, I had to watch them both getting their pictures taken with the photographer after the wedding and wherever I could catch it before the wedding. And of course I go around and take all my own pictures too. I tried to capture the innocence of everything. But now my son, he's really good at that. He can catch the innocence in nature. And my niece, she's an extremely good photographer too. But my son, he has an eye for capturing architecture and nature. And I just don't know how he does it. I mean, I can do it, but I have to work at it, you know? And I love photography, but I do have to work at it. I'm just not that. I don't like complications with the camera that you can get, you know, and now with our cell phones and stuff, gosh, they have such great cameras on them. But I'm always kind of mad at myself for not. I used to, you know my camera. I have camera equipment, but anyway. I don't play with it like I used to. That is for sure. This way or that way? This way or that way? I think we'll go this way with it, more down this way this time. Don't know. Let's just do it. Just go ahead. Make it happen. You be the boss of the paper. Do not be afraid. And it looks like those magnets are being held under there good. Okay. Oh, look at this. It's coming together beautifully. Okay. 3/8 inch pieces here. Make sure you measure them. I know. Measure, measure, measure. Measure twice, cut once. Is that what they say? Okay, I have this extra piece here that is from this paper. I wonder if I can get 2 of those out of it. I think I can. It's whether or not I can get them in the chopper over there. Right there. And right there. I cut that off. And then from there to there. Onto the floor that one goes. Line this up. Find that nifty little knife tool. So, this is Friday. Can you believe it? The week has just gone by so exceedingly fast, except for the one night I couldn't sleep. And that night was so exceedingly slow. But this week, wow, I don't know. I don't even have anything coming up that would be exciting to do, you know? I mean, I have this, but I mean, I'm not going on vacation like to the coast or anything. Keep telling my husband we need a motorhome so that we can take our dog and vacation. You know, we used to ride a motorcycle together. I rode on the back. He was the main driver. I was the main rider. But I was so comfortable on the motorcycle, I could fall asleep on the back of it. We had a seat, and it had armrests. It was a Valkyrie, beautiful bike. And I could read back there while he went along, or anyway, we used to go all kinds of places. It was so much fun, and I miss those days. I do. That one's going to go there. Let's measure this one. Oops, we don't want to use that, do we? Okay, so there, and there, and there, and there. Now, my table has a little bend in it, so I hope your paper doesn't try to get away from you like mine does. I'm going to have to really hold my ruler down with this smaller piece. Otherwise, the one underneath is going to move due to, yes, that dip in the table. There we go. Smudge it up, smudge it up. Why do we love that vintage look in these? You feel like sometimes that because we're not that far away from our pioneer ancestors. Is it because we still carry some of those feelings of pioneer in us? We're still so close to that stuff. Yeah, I know. It's been a long time since the 1800s, but I mean, if you think about it, really, it's not that long ago. Life can live to 100 or more. So really, sorry about my brown fingers. 100 years ago, it's not very long ago. You start thinking about those things when you start getting older. It's bizarre. You think, gosh, I'm the new 40 now. So I'm not very old. At least that's what everybody tells me. When you hit 60, you're the new 40. I'm like, well, but when you hit 60, you start thinking about things differently. You really do. Life is different. In some ways, it just got so much simpler. I don't know why. It's all in the thought process, I guess. Boy, I see a pencil line right there under my ink. I got it. Let's put the other one on. And then I'm going to let you make your own paper mats this time. I know you can do it. But we'll go over it real quick. But I think it will be fine for you to make your own mats. And make your own little mats to go inside of there. Although, well, you do have to put your... I'll show you how to make one, and then you can make the other one. Here and here we need... Where are those little things? Okay, let's stick this back in. Ta-da! We are looking for some little doodads that look like... Oh, I see, I made my own. One of them was this, and I put it here, and I put just a little glue around the edges. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so I put this on. Let me get that out of the ink. Here we go. Piece of paper. Let's glue that down. Oh, wait. Distress it first. We still have the front of our book to do. But I gotta figure out a way to get through these a little quicker for us. I'm gonna really smudge that one up. Okay. Let's put this on here. I just glued the whole thing down. Then, for this side over here, I found what looked like a little postmark. One of these. And then I found something with just a little color in it and put with it. So I think we will go ahead and slice into this and get that postmark out. Just slice along there. Make it look like we tore it. There we go. Smudge it up. can wrinkle it if you want. Let's glue it down to here. Now I added a red postage stamp with this one to kind of dress it up a little bit. Add a pop of color. Let's see what we have. Oh, goodness, lots of stuff. What do we have? I don't know. Oh, we have the little airmail thing stuck in there. A little tiny airmail thing. That would work. It gives it just a pop of color. On the other one, I had like a red stamp, and I just put that on there. It was a Tim Holtz. But I do think things need just a pop of color every now and then. I think it helps to add some little things to merchandise. There's a little red one. And then I smudged it over. Look at that. Goodness, Ange. Okay. You know, you can put whatever you want on them. Oh, there's so much. Like here's a thing that says pen, 3 dozen pens, Spirit of Salts, Regulator Almanac. Oh, there's so many cool ones. Okay, fussy cut these out. Round and round we go. Okay, this one goes over here. Just attach the bottom. Well, if you put it here in the corner, you can attach the side and the bottom. So just 2 sides, the side and the bottom. And then you'll need to make a photo mat to fit right in here. And you can do that. I know you can. I have confidence. Let's fussy cut this one out. And then you're going to make one just like it, except for it's going to fit on this side. If you want to save your mats for the last, you can do that. A lot of people do them that way. I tend to cut my mats as I go. I don't know why. I think it's because when I get down to the end and I'm on those last couple pages where I'm thinking, gosh, am I ever going to finish this album? And then I cut in that last mat and voila, I put it in and everything is done. The whole thing. And I really like that about having everything done as you go. Okay, same way for this one, but it's going to go up here and it's going to hold a picture right at the top and down the right side. Put it in up here. And then you're going to make a mat to fit in this one. Now we have a mat that goes in here. Remember how we did that? We triple matted this one, and that's good. I like that. Okay, let's see if that's dry yet. It just does not want to hold there. So if that does not want to hold for you either, I think I would smudge that up with something. Don't know. We'll see. We'll have to look at it. We'll have to come back to it. The top. We need to find our stuff for the top. That definitely is not going to work. Okay. Let me look over here. Oh, here it is. Is that what I used on this one? Yes, I did. Okay. We will need to cut to this length. Okay, now remember what I said to get that cut in it. Fold the bottoms down, or the bottom towards you. Clip from this corner up just a little bit at a slight angle. If it's too deep, it won't look right. And you'll get your nice little flag piece there. And this is going to go on this side. Same way. And there we go. We're going to glue that on this one. And on this side. So there's two. Let me close up my ink pad because the stuff is getting into my, that did not work right there. I'm going to cut this off there and there. Oops, better cut that off straight. Doesn't do any good to make a mess. Oh, that's my phone. Who could be wanting me? Might be my granddaughter. She can talk to me from her tablet now. I forgot to shut my phone off. I'm very sorry. Don't like it when I'm doing something and I get interrupted by a phone. I know a lot of people that I enjoy being around, but they're always on their phone. And I don't know. I just, you know, when I was raised, we didn't have all that stuff. We didn't raise our children with all of it either. But I don't know. I just think it's kind of a rude thing, and really it's not much fun to be around somebody that doesn't care enough to be around you, that they'd rather be on their own phone. Now that's just my own opinion. So it doesn't mean I think there's anything wrong with it. It's just that I feel kind of hurt when I'm visiting with somebody and they're always on their phone with somebody else, so it just kind of tells me they don't want to hang out with me anyway. Just fine. That's just me. If you like to be on your phone all the time, that's fine. So, let's see. We're getting there. Getting all our little... Oh, there it goes again. It's from my daughter Jessica. Anyway, I forgot to shut my phone off today, so I'm going to set it over there out of the way. Let's burnish this, let's flip it over and burnish the tape into the ribbon burlap ribbon. Okay. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a runny nose. Darn it. Okay. Just threw my tape in the recycle bin. I don't think tape paper is considered paper. Don't know. Is it? I don't know. It's going to come over the top of your magnet just a little bit. It's okay. We used a strong magnet. It should still, yep, very nicely. Okay. Let's get the other one up there. Okay. Oh, I hate that that happened. Woe is me. I did not think that it would do that. So, I have to rethink that little piece there, don't I? I will have to get back to you on it. If you did not do that part, good for you. If you did not glue that, don't glue it. Do not glue it there. Just let it go free. I think that's why I let it go free on the other one, because I didn't think it would hold up. I think maybe. Can we smudge it? Don't know. Doesn't really smudge up very well. Don't know. We'll have to deal with it later. Oh, there it goes again. Jeez. I am so sorry. I'll turn it off a little bit. I just don't want to stop doing this. Because right now, it's most important that I did it again, threw it right into my, I'm gonna have to dig those out of the recycle bin and throw them over in the garbage bin. I watched, I can't remember her name on YouTube this morning, but her video was about 5 things you don't need for a junk journaler. And I was thinking about my room. I go through it about once a year. And let me turn my volume down. I go through my room about once a year and clean up, and I sell things and get rid of things I haven't used over the last year or so, the last year or more, especially if it's been a couple years. A couple years ago I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, that looks nice. What do you think? We are done with page 3. Oh my goodness. So we will be on to page 4. So I'll show you what you need to do to finish up those pages. You will need to make your photo mats to go here and here. We will put these on towards the end because otherwise they get in your way. And you'll need to make 2 little photo mats for here, one for here, one for here. You can put whatever paper you want on them. If you want to cut this out of off the front cover, you can make your tag. This one I also cut from the front cover, I think. I don't know. Must have been. This one must be off the front cover. This must be out of tags. No, you have 2 front covers. Anyway, this one I had just as an extra after I'd cut something else out, and so I just made my own tag out of it for this belly band. So that's what you have to do. We have finished the difficult page. See you all later. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you had a good time. Don't forget, I should have descriptions down below in the description box, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please. Thumbs up. And subscribe. After you subscribe, you can click on the little bell and it'll notify you when I'm putting up new videos. Right now I'm in the process of getting a bunch of videos ready. I did put the one up, but I decided that I wanted to get a week or 2 weeks worth ready to go, and then I'll be posting probably 3 days a week. Probably, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I believe, of each week. Anyway, so that's it, I think. I wish I could hear you talking back to me. I should say I miss you guys, because I kind of miss you when I'm away from the camera. So, okay. Clean up your glue, clean up your table, get set for another tutorial. See you all later. Bye-bye.